How much Will Smith was paid for all three Men in Black movies? Source: Verity -2023. Smith's salaries for the Men in Black movies increased significantly over time, with him making $5 million for the first film and $100 million for the third film, making him one of the few actors to earn nine figures for a single movie. Will Smith was one of the most bankable movie stars in the 90s and 2000s, and the actor earned the biggest paychecks of his career for the Men in Black series. In the mid-90s, Smith made a name for himself with Bad Boys and Independence Day, but it was 1997's family comedy Men in Black that had mass appeal and the biggest franchise potential. While the high concept works well, it's Smith's charisma and portrayal of Jay that gives the movie a human touch and makes the movie so exciting. Men in Black's success led to two sequels with Smith, Men in Black 2, 2002, and Men in Black 3, 2012. However, 2019's Men in Black International didn't star Will Smith, which was part of the reason why the movie underperformed at the box office, via Wired. Smith didn't turn down the offer to return to the franchise, but it was actually the studio that didn't want Will Smith back, via Cinema Blend. Sony thought that bringing back Smith for a fourth movie was expensive and not as forward-looking proposition. While Men in Black International undoubtedly suffered at the box office because of Smith's absence, it's hardly surprising that the studio made that decision given the price tag attached to the actor. Smith's MIB salaries are the biggest of his career. Will Smith made $169.1 million for playing Agent J in three Men in Black movies. Agent J looking at someone at the headquarters in Men in Black. Will Smith made $125 million for playing Jay in the Men in Black franchise, via AS, which is an average of $41.6 million per movie. However, Smith was paid significantly more for the threequel than the previous movies, and it makes the actor's $5 million salary for 1997's Men in Black look like pocket change. Here is how much Will Smith was paid for each Men in Black movie. Men in Black $5 million. Men in Black 2 $64.1 million. Men in Black 3 $100 million. After being paid $5 million for the first movie, Smith's salary increased to $20 million for Men in Black 2. However, the actor had become such a bankable star in 2002 that he was able to negotiate a percentage of the movie's box office returns. 10% of the movie's box office gross went straight to Smith, and as Men in Black 2 made $441 million worldwide, via Box Office Mojo, the actor made $44.1 million on top of the $20 million. 10 years later, Smith made $100 million for Men in Black 3, and he's one of only a handful of actors to make nine figures for a single movie. Smith had a similar deal for Men in Black 3 to the one he had for Men in Black 2. The actor had a basic salary of $20 million along with a percentage of Men in Black 3's $654 million gross, via Box Office Mojo, which resulted in a $100 million payday. While these figures seem high, they're based on how much of an audience Smith can bring in. The franchise likely wouldn't have been as successful if David Schwimmer played Agent J in Men in Black, which was seriously considered. However, ironically, these high salaries also resulted in Sony going in a different direction for Men in Black International. Smith has a net worth is $350 million, via Celebrity Net Worth. That figure isn't from movie salaries alone, as Smith was a popular musician and his music still appears in movies and does huge numbers on streaming services. Nevertheless, the bulk of the actor's net worth is still made up of massive paychecks for acting, and Smith made $40 million for King Richard alone, which is the bulk of the movie's $50 million budget. Along with earning $20 to $40 million upfront salaries, Will Smith often negotiates 10 to 20% of the box office gross too, which was the case for Bad Boy 2, Hancock, The Pursuit of Happiness, and many others.